used in a blood bag. So as you can see, the most efficient here is the CPD A1. No, CPD A1 that is also currently in use no hanggang ngayon. So the purpose of this maintaining the correct amount of preservatives, the correct storage temperatures of our blood bags is to lessen the chance of degradation of the 2,3-DPG, which is observed in the second week. Kapag bumabagsak po yung 2,3-DPG, bagsak din po yung sugar levels ng RBC sa ating blood bags. If the RBCs no ay kulang yung energy nila or bumabagsak, nagde-decline yung kanilang viability. So namamatay po yung ating red cells and they are not capable for transfusion anymore. So that is the importance of that. So CPDA1 contains 0.25 millimeter of adenine, 25 percent glucose compared to CBD, and 60% glucose than CP2D. So after transfusion, normal 2,3-DPG levels are reached after 24 hours. So we can see the effects of transfusion no after 24 hours, but the reaction could be in less than 24 hours. No, again, we need to perform cross matching, and even if we perform cross matching, we still pray for the samples no to be compatible with our recipient, kasi nga there are some instances wherein even if we have performed compatibility testing, there are still chances that it indicates transfusion reaction. So science na lang po yung makakapagpatunay niyan no, and yung ating antibody panel. So, ayan. So, for the RBC preservation, again, the word viable is very important in maintaining our RBC's pH and disposition no, sa ating blood bags. So, again, hindi lang po sapat na tama yung ating blood bags and additives to be added in it, but it is also important to maintain the time and, of course, storage temperatures. So usually with blood bank ref, we usually have timers, we have tawag dito buzzers kapag hindi po na maintain yung tamang temperature inside the refrigerator. Kaya po sa laboratory, we usually have generators, meron din po tayong mga stored batteries no, just in case, or APCs na tinatawag, para po pag biglaang namatayan ng kuryente, hindi kaagad-agad magsho-shutdown yung machine kasi masisira po sila. Usually, for the machines inside the laboratory, once we have plug it in, the next time that we will plug it out is kapag nasira na po yung makina. We do not use it like electric fan where alam mo yun, ipa-plug mo siya, pag gagamitin, tas i-unplug mo ulit kapag hindi na kailangan. And the next thing is in blood bank, we not only maintain the temperatures of the refrigerators, but we also maintain the temperature of the area. Bawal po kasing mainitan yung mga machines, even the refrigerators in blood bank. So nagbabuzzer din po sila kapag mainit yung environment. So kaya po minsan kahit walang ginagawa naka-lab gown pa rin because it's really cold inside. So per FDA, so since a blood transfusion is considered to be a therapy, means of pagpapagaling, pagtulong para gumaling, etc. So it still needs to be approved and regularized by Food and Drug Administration, just like the different medicines that we have. So ayan, so kailangan may approval, hindi lang po sa DOH, pwede rin po sa FDA, and the hospital or the facility should be recognized also. No, para po hindi siya makategorize under black market. So black market means hindi regularized, walang authority, at hindi siya kinikilala ng gobyerno as a facility for medical um, operations or medical procedures. So average 24-hour post-transfusion RBC survival of more than 75%. So hindi po lahat ng nandun sa blood bag talaga i-expect natin na buhay yung mga RBCs na yan. But we expect no na at least 75% of it is viable. So ayan, and free hemoglobin less than 1% of total hemoglobin. So even if we have additives in a blood bag already, sometimes we still have to add more additives for us to extend the shelf life. Bakit kailangan i-extend yung shelf life ng ating blood bag? Sometimes there are some experimentations that needs to be done para hindi ma-expire yung mga blood bags na yan. Pwedeng under research, ganyan. Or pwede rin pong kinakailangan for an autologous transfusion. There are some delays in the pre-testing, ganyan. So, pwede rin pong reason yan. But in normal situations, in routine conditions in blood bank, we do not usually add additives to extend the shelf life. Kapag 35 days na. Actually, hindi na namin sinasagad. Mga 30 days, ganyan, pwede na yon. Or usually, inaalok na namin yan sa ibang hospital. Tatawag kami sa ibang hospital, sabihin namin na we still have these 20 blood bag units for blood group O, ganyan para po hindi nasasayang at saka nama-maximize po yung use ng mga blood bags, since meron din pong kakulangan or konti lang yung gustong mag-donate. So minsan may mga seasons din po kasi yan, eh. Halimbawa 'pag December maraming nagdo-donate. Why? Because they are in the feeling of guilt or feeling of nagbibigay sila, gano'n. Kasi masaya sila, Pasko, ganyan. So siyempre kapagka Pasko sila nagbigay, the next month na puwede silang magbigay is March na. So minsan naman konti ng March kasi magsa-summer vacation, et cetera, et cetera. There are some reasons, no, for others. That's why there is a mass campaign for this blood donation or bleeding na tinatawag natin. So we have here the Adsol or the AS1, Nutricell for AS3, and Optisol for AS5. So these different additives, no, meron silang different manufacturers na tinatawag. Ito si Baxter, si PAL, at saka si Terumo. So meron din po silang sariling experimentation diyan, tsaka meron din silang sariling output. So these solutions are produced by different manufacturers and extending the shelf life. So if the solutions are not used, hanggang 35 days lang po sila. So yung CPDA1, tutusukan yun ng ating additives, no, para humaba na yung buhay. Pero dapat meron na pong RBC doon. Hindi naman ma-extend dahil yung halimbawa blood bags. Ano yung blood bags? Wait lang. Let me share some screen na lang. So that you can imagine which part of this blood bag should be punctured. Yan. So for example, this blood bag, this blue one, ayan. So eto, yung nandito sa side pala rather. Ayan. So makikita nyo here, this one is what we call the pilot tube. No, yung dinadaanan ng dugo, this is what we call the pilot tube. It contains different barcodes, specific also to the blood bag itself. So yung mga blood bag po, meron din po yung mga stickers. Ganyan, to be um, uh, s- placed doon po sa tubes ng ating recipient to identify that this blood bag is specific for this recipient's blood, ganyan. So itong mga butas po nito, itong mga seal na nakikita natin dito sa sides ng ating pilot tubes, dito po natin ini-insert yung mga additives. So before mag-expire na halimbawa nasa 35th day na siya, saka lang po siya lalagyan ng mga additives. Hindi po siya automatic na nilalagyan kapag wala pang dugo. Kasi wala pa pong i-extend na shelf life. So dapat may RBC na siya at near expiry na. So ayan, ganyan siya lagyan ng, barcodes 'no. So we usually, use markers before pero nag-i-smudge nga siya. So ayan, typewritten na or barcoded na yung mga, blood bags. There are also some blood bank, refs wherein when you try to, in a bag or out a bag ay meron na po silang mga indicators. So namo-monitor kung ano yung mga blood bags na near expiry, malayo pa o kaya there are some, blood bank refs wherein they can identify if there is a presence of infection. Usually kasi yung madalas na contaminant ng blood bags is the Pseudomonas. So ito makikita nyo, this one is packed red cells. So puro RBC lang siya. Wala na siyang plasma. So usually to identify presence of discoloration in blood bags, it appears to be greenish on top ng blood bags. Well, nakabaliktad 'to. So, dito siya banda, malapit po sa ating pilot tube, because of the opening. So, kapagka gano'n po na may Pseudomonas infection or nakapasok yung Pseudomonas sa ating blood bags and we can, see it sa discoloration, um, it is for discard na po kaagad. So, lagi pong chine-check 'yan ng, nagmo-monitor ng morning, kung sino ang nagdu-duty sa umaga, ganyan. Siya po yung unang magmo-monitor. So, every shift, there is an intern or there is a medtech that is, assigned 'no, assigned to check on the monitoring of the refrigerator or to check for the quality of the blood bags inside the ref. And of course, to check for the near expiry na mga blood bags. Ayan. So, ayan siya. Then, ayan. For the composition of the additives, no, only Adsolin Optisol contains mannitol. So these are added to the bags containing the preservative CPD. So si Nutricel naman, citric acid tsaka sodium citrate. No, what is the purpose of mannitol? To decrease cell lysis. So if there is an increased cell lysis, so ibig sabihin hindi po na-meet yung viability, nutritional requirements ng RBC. No, kasi the purpose of these blood bags with additives is to maintain the physiologic properties of the blood bags, as of the RBCs rather. So dapat yung RBCs pag nasa blood bag para lang din silang nasa loob ng katawan ng tao. So kapag hindi po na maintain yun, that is the time that the RBCs crenate, liliit, magsi-shrink sila or magbo-burst sila, no, or sasabog sila or maghi-hemolyze. So, if the blood bags contains crenated cells or hemolyzed cells, then the RBC's viability is depleted, no, or hindi niya na-maintain yung kinakailangan ng RBCs for it to be preserved. And adenine and glucose increases ATP levels. So dito po nanggagaling yung energy, no, or para po na maintain yung cell wall ng ating RBC, ng ating RBCs. So the three areas of biology of the RBC is crucial for survival. Of course, it's RBC membrane, hemoglobin structure and function, and RBC metabolism. For the RBC membrane, ito po yung at sa kanyang cell wall and hemoglobin structure and function. Kapag ito naman ay nag-hemolyze, no, so ruptured na yung ating RBCs, 'pag ruptured na siya, wala na pong kwenta kapag sinalinan na ng dugo, ano. And of course, the RBCs metabolism, kailangan buhay pa siya, in short, 'no, and its viability sa ating recipient. Kasi if you're just trying to transfuse crenated cells or hemolyzed cells, number one, magkakaroon niya ng hemolytic transfusion reaction. Tapos number two, magiging senseless na po 'no, um, senseless na po yung pagpunta ng or pag-receive ng specimens. Then defects in any all of this will result to RBC survival of fewer than normal, which is 120 days in circulation. So in a blood bag, assuming of 450 ml, ganyan, so 75% of it, ano, is viable. We expect that. Pero kung ano, makikita din naman po natin 'yan, eh, kapagka physically, in blood bags with, hemolysis, teka lang tignan natin 'no, since online class naman tayo. So that, you can, picture it out kung ano ba yung itsura ng, hemolyzed, blood bag, ayan. Yan, so ganito po usually yung blood bags na makikita natin 'no, na may, hemolysis. We can see that there is, discoloration or nag-darken yung whitish portion dapat ng blood that contains, plasma, ayan. So we can just see, ma'am baka naman naalog lang 'yan. Kapag naalog po, hindi pa rin po natin siya puwedeng isalin. Because just like this, kailangan nakasettle po sa bottom yung ating RBCs just like this one, 'no. Pero kapagka, we can see that the RBCs have settled already in the bottom, tapos reddish pa rin po yung upper portion ng ating blood bag. So it just indicates presence of hemolysis and this one is not capable for transfusion anymore, no? So the stronger the color of red, indicates, larger portion of hemolyzed specimen kasi dapat ganito siya, oh, dapat yellowish lang siya, ganyan. And when you work in the laboratory, of course, there will also be some variations of hemolysis that could be acceptable and kung gaano siya ka kalaki yung difference that we need to reject, no? So sayang po yung mga ganitong samples. So, nagiging prone din sa hemolysis yung mga blood bags if it is, so heavy na kaya, or punong-puno, masyadong botsyog, masyadong mataba, na puno masyado ng mga blood during bleeding. So if that is the case 'no, prone siya sa hemolysis kaya hindi po siya pinupuno. Just like this one 'no, punong-puno yung itsura niya, ayan. Okay, so ito naman po yung tinatawag and this one is the old school 'no, since, this one is the image of a red cell. Sorry, of a blood bag na settle down na yung RBCs and this one is the plasma. Since we don't need this one, so we remove this one prior releasing the blood bags because we only need this one, yung red cell lang. So, since hindi natin siya kailangan, this is what we call the manual packer. So, iniipit yung blood bags to release the plasma. Ayan, to release the plasma. So, yung plasma, pwede siyang gamitin for pooling, ganyan, or kung connected siya sa other satellite bags, puwede siyang mapunta diyan sa other bag, gano'n. So, platelet pooling, ganyan. Ganyan siya. Okay, so packer. Then, what do you want to see naman kapagka gusto natin ng, makita ng, blood bag with, bacterial infection na lang siguro para makita niyo. Ayan, 'yan. So ayan, yung number one in this photo is the control, tapos 'yan hemolyze, tapos bacterial contamination, tapos we can see here na clear yung ating, plasma. So kapag medyo turbid siya, ganyan, so for discard na po kaagad 'yan. It happens. Happens sa ating, blood bag. Lalo na kapagka hindi po name-maintain yung temperature ng ating, refrigerator. 'Yan, that one is, one of the most common, infections or visible, um, contaminations of, Pseudomonas in our blood bags. So disregarding po 'yan kung nasa ref or wala sa ref, just like the platelets, uh, the contamination could happen. Okay. Then, in continuation, so we have here the RBC plasma membrane. Ayan. So we can see here that our RBC plasma membrane requires, carbohydrates, glycoproteins, and of course cholesterol bonds. So yung mannitol at saka yung ATP yung nagme-maintain ng RBC membrane. So, kung hindi po maganda or hindi adequate yung amount ng supply ng mannitol um, sa ating blood bags, ayan, masisira po yung RBC membrane natin, maghihimolay siya. And kapag hindi rin po na-maintain yung temperature or in excess, no, hyperactive naman po yung ating RBCs, so pwede rin pong masira, no, yung ating red cells. So the integral proteins are located in the two layers, peripheral proteins, and of course on the opposite side of the RBCs. Ayan. Plasma membrane is composed of 52% protein, 40% lipid, 80%, 8% carbohydrates. Ayan, plasma membrane. So, ayan, it contains channels, transporters, receptors, intercellular junctions, enzymes, cytoskeletal anchors, and cell identity markers. So, all of this, no, composition ng ating plasma membrane to maintain its rigidity. So, kahit po dumaan siya sa butas ng ating mga karayom, ganyan, papasok siya sa katawan ng recipients, ganyan, hindi po basta-basta masisira yung RBC membrane because of its function and composition. So ayan, blood bank facts, no? 8 million volunteers donate blood. So 450 ml plus or minus 10% of 63 ml of anticoagulant. So recently 500 ml plus minus 10% of blood in 70 ml of anticoagulant is being drawn. And of course, kailangan po ma-maintain yung um, weight ng ating donors, no? Every 8 to 12 weeks. 8 to 12 weeks. So, let's take note that it is also important to take note of the situation of our donors. Kasi naman baka mamaya donate ng donate, yun pala anemic na, no? O kaya ginagawa na nila yun para pagkakitaan. So, if that is the case, it should be analyzed at saka bago po siya gawing donor ulit sa susunod. Adults' total blood volume is 10 to 12 pints. So fluid can be replaced in 24 hours. So kaya po minsan, no, some of the patients do not want or sorry, some of the people do not want to donate blood kasi ang nasa isip nila kapag nag-donate na sila ng blood, mawawalan na sila ng portions of their body. So, but as we all know, medtex, 'di ba? Our RBCs are being replenished every 100 to 120 days, no? Maximum. So, mostly, no, mas importante ito din sa mga lalaki because the men do not shed, no, do not shed blood or do not bleed just like the women. Hindi din naman po kayo nanganganak, ganyan. So, it is also reported that because of this, no, at yung mga lalaki hindi nagdo-donate, mas prone sila sa hypertension and of course the polycythemia vera, wherein there is an increased levels of RBCs and platelets unexplainably. So, ayan. So, boys, mag-donate po kayo, nare-replenish naman 'yan. And for the girls, if we are able, then donate din also. So hindi kasi ako puwede dahil ano ako underweight. Charot lang. Okey na. Joke lang. Wala naman nakikinig sa'kin. So 'yan, hindi talaga puwede kasi underweight, charot again. So 'yun 'no, and anemia, pregnancy, menstruation, and consumption of alcohol, tattoos. These are the most common reasons kung bakit nare-reject po yung ating donors. Yan. So minimum of 75% of cells to be transfused and replaced in 24 hours. So blood is stored refrigerated between 1 to 6 degrees Celsius. Once hindi halimbawa nagkaroon po ng sira yung ating blood bank ref, for example, um, blood bank ref, hindi na po siya pwedeng i-tow. We do not use the term defrost in blood bank. We use the word thaw. If it is thawed already, it cannot be returned to blood bank units or cannot be returned to the refrigerators. Hindi na po siya pwede. It is meant to be discarded. gano'n na po siya. So, kung halimbawa may nagkamali, yung blood bag nilabas sa ref, tapos, nagbago yung isip ng, ng doktor o kaya nagbago yung isip nakalimutan ng nurse na sinabihan pala siya ng doktor na hindi pala muna itutuloy ang transfusion after 2 days na or next week na. So once it has been, released, it will never be returned to the blood bank, ref. So kasi nabawasan na po, nag-start na po yung depletion, nag-start na po yung deterioration ng RBCs once it had been released in the laboratory. So there are lots of chances wherein magagalit talaga yung mga nurse sa'tin kasi, "Kanina ko pa tinawag yan, kanina ko pa sinabing ire-release na yung blood bag na yan. Pagpunta ko diyan dapat kukunin ko na lang." So sa blood bank po, hindi po gano'n yung rule natin kasi nga once you have out the blood bags, it cannot return anymore to the ref. No, kasi yun na nga, start na yung depletions ng RBCs. Sino naman ang gustong tumanggap ng, blood bags na depleted na yung RBCs, 'di ba? So, we want the safety to the recipient. And a unit of blood may be stored for 21 to 42 days. Of course, again, we reiterate that it is just 35 days, but with the additives like Adsol or AS1, 3, and 5, it could be prolonged to 42 days with 5 days, 7 days extension. So it depends on the anticoagulant preservative, but sa Pilipinas po ang ginagamit natin si PDA1. So as storage time increases, viability decreases. So mas maganda sana kung within 1 to 2 weeks, yung blood na bleed natin or collected natin sa blood bags ay masalin na kaagad. Kasi nga ayan, as the storage time increases, the viability, decreases. So a loss in viability is accompanied by different, chemical changes such as ito po lumalabas 'to sa board exam, ha. So bakit daw 'no, ano nangyayari sa loob ng ating blood, bags? Decrease in pH. So again, do not forget the, the RBCs, pH, which is 7.35 to 7.45. The buildup of lactic acid. So this one promotes hemolysis. Decrease in glucose consumption. This one also depletes the RBC membrane. Decreases ATP levels, also decreases the RBC membrane. And reversible loss of red cell function, which is oxygen affinity, or also known as shift to the left. Yan. The RBC's metabolic pathways produced are mainly anaerobic. So kapag ka naging aerobic po yan, that is the time that it will be prone to infection. So kaya po dapat walang butas, walang hangin. Kaya po meron tayong mga stopcocks na tinatawag, no? Or mga paipit na tinatawag sa ating mga blood bags to ensure that there is really no air inside the blood bags. So metabolic pathways, no, glycolysis produces 90% of ATP needed. So ito talaga yung pinanggagalingan ng energy natin, energy ng RBCs inside the blood bags. So pentose phosphate produces about 10% of needed energy. So yung defect, no, pag hindi po na-meet yung tamang percentage ng pentose phosphate, produces Heinz bodies. So metamoglobin maintains the heme iron in functional state, and lubering Rappaport generates 2,3-DPG, and of course regulates the affinity of hemoglobin to the oxygen. Yung tension curve, natatandaan nyo pa ba? So kapagka na automatic po, kapagka nagde-decrease yung ating 2,3-DPG, nagde-decrease din po yung oxygen affinity. And if there is decreased oxygen affinity, there will be less oxygen delivered to the tissues. So ang purpose din po ng ating RBCs is not only to to replace the depletion of RBC, but also um, to promote yung presence ng oxygen um, sa ating veins, no? And consequences, no? increases in cardiac output, decreases in phosphate. Hmm, ayun lang.